What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Promethean Tides. I'm General, as always. I'm joined by Breaker. What's going on, Breaker?
Just don't forget to respect my pronouns.
Of course, we would always respect your pronouns. Once again, we are on both YouTube and Rumble. In the description will be a link to both of those. I'd like to do more things on Rumble. It's kind of more of a free space. Yeah, if you want to, if you happen to be listening, it would benefit us greatly if you went over and subscribe to the Rumble account. There'll be extra stuff on there. If we end up doing an after show tonight, the after show will be also only up on Rumble. Yeah, there's that. But with all that said, I thought that we'd do another segment of poll review. Clap, clap, clap. Poll review. This is where
It's 4chan news. Let's get raw into the news. Like that's gimmick infringement. Now I'm going to get a call from Keemstar's lawyer. God damn it.
yeah. So this is it's like a meme review, but we go over the shit that I found on poll that is probably spicy, but not too spicy, because there are limits to what I can show on the YouTubes. But it's like medium spice level, like it's a little bit of cayenne pepper. Right? It's not ghost pepper level, but it's a little bit of spice. And so this is a poll review. All right, so
Yeah, it's like McElhaney Tabasco sauce, not like ballistic Cajon sauce.
there you go. So this was just an image that I found on poll from the Toronto Star. Uh, if we zoom in here, this is from August 26th, 2021. A little bit less than a year and a half ago. Well, actually, almost exactly a year and a half ago. No, August. No, okay, yeah, less than a year and a half ago. But so this was kind of during like some of the height of the COVID pandemic, when the vaccine mandates were really being put into full thrust. And this is just an excerpt from the paper. And
Thrust.
so these are some. This is a selection of recent posts on Twitter. This is just random shit that was said on Twitter. This one says, if an unvaccinated person catches it from someone who is vaccinated, boo-hoo, too bad. I have no empathy left for the willfully unvaccinated. Let them die. I honestly don't care if they die from COVID, not even a little bit. Unvaccinated patients do not deserve ICU beds. At this point, who cares? Stick the unvaccinated in a tent outside and tend to them when the staff has time. So those are just some totally legitimate opinions from some random tweets that that this paper, I guess, thought was a good idea to post.
Wait a minute. If an unvaccinated person catches COVID from a vaccinated person, like, wait a minute. Something about that doesn't seem correct.
Wait. Now, really, this is just to represent that during this period of time, there was some animosity against the unvaccinated from those who were doing the right thing and who got vaccinated. And so, there was maybe a little bit of vitriol, maybe a little bit of a maliciousness, perhaps. But this is just to start us out here, just to show that if sometimes nowadays in at the end of 2022, if the unvaccinated start making fun of the vaccinated, it's really tit for tat. It's they started it. Okay, so it's just to say that. No, I'm just reporting what 4chan is saying. Okay, this is live reporting from poll. So I obviously this isn't reflective of the Promethean tides whatsoever. none of these opinions are our own, but this is just some reporting of what 4chan has to say. So we'll just go to this funny meme. So it looks, we show this woman. She's sitting down talking to this child. This this child, he doesn't look happy. He looks a little bit grumpy. And the I guess the nurse is saying, I understand your concern, but let me explain. In spite of the vaccination not stopping transmission, and symptoms being the same between vaccinated and unvaccinated with the new variants, you should still take the risk because your heart inflammation will only be temporary.
Child seems skeptical.
The child's giving it a good think.
The child is like, well, it is a shot, but there's a chance I could get candy.
That's true. Hey, you know what? What's a little bit of heart inflammation if you can get some candy at the end of it?
I mean, there you go. And that's why kids should be allowed to vote, because they can make perfectly coherent and logical decisions like that.
Right. That is right. Now, here's the weird thing. Top virologist who voted for vaccine mandates dies suddenly and unexpectedly. No. Huh. I feel bad. I feel bad about this. I don't know what the cause of death could possibly be, but that's really unfortunate. I'm really sad to hear that.
Very mysterious death. We may never know the explanation.
London Knights forward passes away suddenly. His name was Abakar Kazbekov. He passed away suddenly at the age of 18. No.
Well, you know, these hockey players, especially these roughhousing, full contact sport professional athletes, you know, very risky and dangerous sport that they play. And I'm sure that they were fully informed of all the potential risks involved with how dangerous that ice hockey can be.
Now, he didn't die on the field, mind you, but maybe it was a I don't know. I don't know what I'm sure. My condolences to his family, I guess. 18, that's a very young age to die. This is tragic. The director of parliamentary affairs at Health Canada during the pandemic, he led the team of Canada's response to COVID. He died at 35.
No.
Well, that's terrible.
Wait a minute, I'm going to be 35 next year.
It's. Do you think that the director of parliamentary affairs at Health Canada during the pandemic, the guy who led the Canada's response to COVID, do you think he was probably vaccinated? Probably, right? With that, he's
literally the director of health, so if there was someone who was an exemplar of health, it would probably be him. That only makes this even more mysterious.
Yeah, he was probably really, I mean, he probably was like quadruple boosted. He was probably super healthy. I don't know what could have.
I mean, just look how healthy he looks. I mean, pay no attention to those glasses. I mean, that he's just differently abled. Doesn't mean he's unhealthy.
Well, no, I mean, an eye condition isn't unhealthy. I'm sure he was super healthy. I have no idea what could have caused him to suddenly die. This is tragic. I don't know what's going on. Julie Powell, food writer behind Julia and Julia, dead at 49. She posted a tweet. I would argue that COVID does kill some of the right people. The anti-vaxxers/maskers are dying in legions. Oh. Huh.
Well, I'm just glad that she could disseminate this extremely powerful activistic message before her untimely passing that most certainly had nothing to do with...
It didn't have anything to do with anything, Breaker. It's completely unreal. We don't know why.
Another exemplar of health. I mean, like...
Very healthy person.
cookbooks and all.
I mean, she was probably quadruple boosted as well. I don't know what could have caused this. This is a mystery.
Forever mysterious. Pay no attention to that.
Hmm. Okay, well, I saw this video and I thought it was really great. It's this some people may have already seen this, but it's this comedian lady. She was talking about how she got the vaccine. I don't have the audio for it, but there's captioning, so we'll just watch it, I guess.
Improv.
She's I want you to know I'm double vaxxed, boosted, flu shot, and I'm gonna be honest, I have the shingles shot too, and I still got my period. What? Yes. I traveled, went to Mexico twice, did shows, meet and greets. Never got COVID, clearly. Jesus loves me the most. Seriously. So nice. So nice. Oh.
Oh no, sudden collapse.
Oh.
That was not part of the act, by the way. She suddenly collapses after saying that, and that was not part of the act.
I wonder what happened. She was saying how healthy she was, and she got all the vaccines and she never got COVID. I wonder that's weird. I wonder what happened there. Huh.
Wonder what could have caused that.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
I guess it's just one of those freak accidents. Like sometimes people just unexpectedly pass away of all types of things on stage. I mean, we'll never know, I guess.
Well, I think, to be fair, I think that she did. She didn't die. She just kind of had a weird stroke thing, but she survived. So that's good. That's good. So
Well, thankfully, I mean, I would have been very heartbroken if such a brilliant comedic individual were to die in such an untimely way.
Hey, here's the thing. We here at the Promethean Tides, we value life. And if we have to do everything in our power if it only saves one life. We here at the Promethean Tides, look, we were like, hey, let's shut down our economy and drive a shit ton of Americans into depression if it can only save one life from COVID. And that was still the correct decision. So we value life here, and it's really tragic that this is just it's a small list of a larger population that has just been just suddenly been passing away. It's tragic. I guess this sort of thing has always happened, I guess it's just a regular thing that's always happened that 18-year-old athletes just suddenly pass away for unknown reasons. But it's tragic. It's really tragic to see the loss of life, and I wish it wasn't happening.
Yeah, and female comedians are known for bizarre fainting episodes on stage. So
It's always happening.
just look it up.
Yeah.
Experts, 9 out of 10 experts agree, and the 10th expert is probably a neo-Nazi. So pay no attention to him.
Oh yeah.
Or her.
Dude, back
But most likely him because patriarchy.
back in the 90s, there was a comedian randomly passing out on stage like every couple months. It's always been like this. This is definitely, certainly not a new phenomenon.
Stand-up comedy is a very demanding performance art. So yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what to make of all this, but there it is. It's really tragic that all these people are just they just died suddenly. I don't know. Weird stuff. I'm not going to draw any conclusions, of course, but it is peculiar. I will say that. Anyway, we'll just pop in the next one. Oh no, this poor woman.
Coincidences strike again.
I don't know what sort of coincidence that she might be having, but it looks tragic. I hope the coincidence isn't too bad.
I mean, judging by the image, it might be some type of advanced cardiac coincidence of some kind.
Yeah, the cardiac coincidences they've become very prominent recently. I have no idea what's causing these coincidences. It's weird that this is all happening. Um,
Very
Now, see, I mean,
peculiar.
of course. I mean, you know, like I said, I just want to point out that the people who got vaccinated, they were being very hateful towards the unvaccinated. Back in the day, I there were people who actually they lost their jobs because they didn't want to get vaccinated. Uh, there were people who were saying that the unvaxxed shouldn't be allowed into hospitals. Period. Uh, there was a lot of animosity against the people who didn't want to get the fucking vaccine back in the day. Um, there was a lot of people saying that the people who didn't want to get the vaccine were just completely dumb. Why would you not want to get the vaccine? What's wrong with you? You're not doing your part for society. There was a lot of that sort of rhetoric going around. A lot of animosity, a lot of hatred being spewed because people didn't want to get the Fauci ouchie. Um, so I don't know. I don't know how that's related. That just came to my head for some reason. But you know what? I certainly I wouldn't be directing any sort of animosity the other way. You know. Uh, yeah. So that's just I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. It's weird. Okay.
Yeah, we have very little contempt or animosity for any of these unfortunate individuals.
No, I don't. I have no animosity whatsoever for these coincidences. It's actually really tragic. You know, let's assume, for whatever reason, obviously this isn't the case, but let's assume that these were not coincidences. In that case, I would feel really bad that a whole bunch of people were, I don't know, lied to by the institutions that they are supposed to be able to trust. And so I wouldn't hate them for, I guess, being lied to. I don't have any animosity. I would just.
People being lied to by institutions of power. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. Trans kids.
Oh shit, yeah, that's what we're talking about. Exactly.
Exactly.
Uh,
Like lying to all those kids about their gender identity and not affirming their pronouns. Like shameful.
right, like what the BBC and all of the media in Britain is doing. Look at the look at this list of television programs that they have. Um, let's see, BBC One, Don't Deport Me, I'm British. Next up, Queer Britain. Next up, Queer Britain on BBC Two. No More Boys and Girls. Can Our Kids Go Gender? After that, The Sweetmakers. That may be a baking show. I don't know. Let's see. ITV, Transgender Diaries. And then after that, Jackpot 24/7. And then Channel 4, Big Pause Load. Big Pause Load.
Well, you see that's more of like that's like a British idiom that actually
Mm,
means
mm.
have a wonderful day, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, have a big pause load there, chap. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's just like they call the hoods of cars bonnets, so Britain is a very peculiar country.
well, Breaker, you're familiar with the big pause loads, right? Are you a fan?
I I have to say, like I switched my VPN, my Raid Shadow Legend VPN. I occasionally switch it to Great Britain just so I could watch like the English Channel 4 because I'm such a massive fan of Big Pause Loads. I go the extra mile to seek out and acquire Big Pause Load. I have to download a VPN using our code in the description for Raid Shadow VPN so that I can change my IP address to a Great Britain IP just so I can get the channel to come on my streaming network.
Hey, people say that like a VPN is like a digital condom. So when you're going after the big pause load, remember to make sure that there's a condom involved if there's big pause loads, and just a little tip there,
Uh,
just the tip. Uh,
in other news, welcome to Clown World. We hope you enjoy your stay.
Oh, Britain. Hey, you were saying like idiom, right? But like, if it's a British idiom, is it a Britium?
I suppose it would be. And after Big Pause load, we have one board every minute. Well, I suppose if you have enough Big Pause loads, like in aggregate, there might more than likely be one board every minute.
You
And
could
then
have,
after that, Delhi cops.
you could,
Well,
you could,
yeah,
you could
very
have,
big population in New Delhi, so I would imagine there's a lot of Delhi cops
you could.
that are bored every minute for Big Pause loads.
It's not just one born every minute. It's one pause born every minute. It's great. Uh, uh, Britain, you are a wonderful country, and your culture is just the best. Uh, speaking of big pause loads, this is from Reddit. Reddit is a kind of like Reddit's a beacon of the internet, a beacon of
My
sanity.
sides.
So this is from r/cuckold community. Nice.
Oh no.
It says, let's see, the bowl is HIV positive. I've been rock hard since I found out. I talked to my wife and she promised that he'd always been wearing a condom. My wife is currently pregnant. And the idea that only a thin bit of latex prevents his supercharged, paused load from infecting my wife and her baby is the most erotic thing ever. Thoughts? And then just under it is a post from good old 4chan that says, and then one day, for no reason at all, people voted Hitler into power.
But it looks as though the Big Pause loads are moving from Channel 4 to BBC 2.
Oh, yeah, we love the BBC. This guy loves the BBC. He is a huge fan of the big the paused BBC. He loves the pause.
Well, he just. I imagine this guy literally just got done watching the same like TV guide we just looked at, and then he saw like big paused load and one board every minute, and the gears clicked in his head like one of those skits from a sitcom. And then he looks up from the TV. He's like, ah.
Yeah, this guy looks at this guy's looking at the TV guide. He's like, this is fantastic. This is amazing television. I love this. Wow.
Wait a minute. Big pause load followed by one born every minute.
Boom.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
This guy knows what's up. This guy knows what's up. This guy, he must be British. That's the only.
Then he just realized that the bull was HIV positive. Oh no! Don't you just hate when you find out that the bull is HIV positive?
Really ruins your day. I'll tell you what.
Well, at least the bull wasn't a Nazi, and he couldn't possibly have voted Hitler into power. So that's one silver lining.
No, I'm sure that both the husband and the bull are extremely left leaning. They have the correct opinions. Oddly enough, the wife voted for Trump. I don't know what that's about.
Suspicion builds. Well, with a combination of a cuckold husband and a big paused bull, I'm sure that working together, they'll be able to I don't know, pound the hatred out of her.
How weird it, you guys, like, it's that face when you and your wife's boyfriend agree more about politics together than the wife, like when the wife is the odd man out and actually you're like totally like vibing on politics with yourself and your wife's boyfriend. Oh man, the face when, totally relatable.
Then you got to hold up one of those little miniature TVs with big pause load on it and turn it towards your wife while she's getting railed by the big paused bull, and just point at it and smile with a soy face. That's how you handle this. There's not going to be any Trump sentiment in this house. We're going to make sure to correct your thinking.
God, and then you get a pause baby, and then surprise Pikachu face. Okay.
Don't worry, just vaccinate the baby; it'll be totally fine.
Oh yeah. Just you know what? This whole COVID
Add an
vaccine.
extra booster, one extra
Yeah.
booster than normal. It'll take care of the pause.
Yeah, it seems like a general panacea. You know, give it to a 3-month-old. I'm sure the positivity will go away. Um, all right. So here we have Superman,
Oh
and
no.
so there's this plane. It's going towards these towers. They look like the towers. They look very similar. They're almost like identical towers, or like twin towers almost. And so Superman flies up. He stops the plane, and he goes, "Superman saves the day again." And then what the? And then the building falls anyway.
Hmm.
I don't understand this comic. This is going over my head. I have no idea what it could be what
Hmm.
it could be trying to say. Huh.
Well, at least in this case, we know for certain that the no jet fuel melted those steel beams.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Superman prevented it. So I don't know why the tower fell anyway. That's
It
so
only makes it even more suspicious
yeah, I don't
when you think
I have no
about it.
idea what this comic is saying. Um
Hmm.
we're just reporting what's on 4chan. That doesn't mean that we understand what's on 4chan. This way over my head. I don't know.
Very esoteric.
Yeah.
Maybe someone in the comments can enlighten us.
Yeah. Okay. In 1920, 18-year-old 8-year-old Samuel Reshevsky played chess with several chess masters at once. He lost every single game.
I mean, I think at this point you just got to give the kid an A for effort.
I mean, just imagine it's this kid and he just loses every game. It's like this is like an anti joke. I don't know. I found this to be so funny. Just
I mean, if anything, if there's anything that deserves a participation trophy, it's this.
like I'm sure this is just a completely made up thing, but this stupid fucking kid. Eh.
I want to give that kid a participation trophy. Like, I want to go in the time machine and go back and give this kid a participation trophy. Like, this is why participation trophies exist and what they should be given for. Because at this point, I mean, this kid gives zero fucks. He's just like, you know what? I'm gonna take on all y'all's, and they're all just like, yeah, sure. You sure about that? uh, I respect your guts, kid. You got a lot of guts.
Just,
Especially that old Russian guy on the far left is just like glancing down. It's like, oh,
oh Jesus,
why the fuck did my
this kid
agent book me on this chicken
this kid
shit
is
gig?
fucking retarded. What the fuck? Okay, I thought that was funny. Um,
Yeah,
how do
wonderful.
I tell my 13-year-old daughter that she doesn't have body dysmorphia and she is just fat and ugly?
Hmm.
That's mean. That's mean.
Yeah, like, I mean, you could tell he's seriously contemplating this because he knows if he just comes right out and says it to her face, that she will forever find like chiseled lantern jawed chads like disgusting,
There you
and
go.
she'll probably become a feminist that's attracted to pencil chinned soy boys.
Exactly.
She's probably the same girl that's getting paused by the big BBC load.
What the fuck, dude? What the fuck, dude? This is a 13-year-old daughter. That's over the line. But I'm
Well, years later, she grew up to be the paused wife.
there you go. I'm just thinking that it's like, you have like this little like fucking fat kid and they're like, "Oh, like actually the reason why I'm upset with me being fat is that I have body dysmorphia. I have anorexia. So actually, like, this is all internalized. I should actually be completely healthy. And then no, she's just fat. She should lose weight. Like a little bit of anorexia would be good for her. It's mean. That's mean. This is a mean-spirited thing, and we don't condone this.
Probably the best way to handle this would just be to like take your daughter on a jog.
Yeah, just like a brisk run, maybe. All right.
Just carve out some time for your executive lifestyle and just spend like an extra 30 minutes jogging around the park with your daughter and smiling the entire way. But do not buy her an ice cream at the end of the jog. That will negate the progress. Just
Exactly. Buy her a
like
froyo. Okay, froyo only.
or give her a participation trophy, just like that chess kid got.
There you
And
go.
make sure it's not edible. Not a chocolate trophy, just a normal one.
Or actually, make it the trophy is edible, but it's made out of beef jerky, and then you just
There you go. You
just
get your
say,
protein and your sodium.
you say, look, like this trophy is all you like. It's the only thing that you're going to be able to eat for the next 3 days. Just fucking beef jerky. We're putting you on a fucking keto diet, only protein. Yeah.
Well, there you go. That this is going to solve a lot of problems. See, we're changing lives.
Exactly. You know what? Like honestly, I think if you were to just eat beef jerky and butter, and that's it, I think that you would become a very healthy person. Just beef jerky and butter.
Not medical advice. Please seek a licensed dietitian.
There you go. But I'm just saying, in my opinion, I think that is extremely healthy. Eliminate the carbs, just fucking meat and fat, fucking caveman style. All right.
There you go.
This person says, Karl Marx advocated political violence, misogyny, and racism, but he also had plenty of bad ideas too.
Wait a minute. Something about this is suspicious. Can't quite put my finger on it. Something is not quite right about this.
He had bad ideas. He had some bad ideas. But maybe he had one or two good ideas. Maybe we have to agree with some of the communists, at least in part.
This fills me with a strange desire for a big paused load.
Oh, Breaker, you always had that feeling.
It's my favorite show.
This poster says, "What if we dug massive canals to create 2 seas in the middle of Australia, and all white people moved there?" And this person just says, "I can't stand you retards anymore. I'm going to bed." Because it's stupid. That's a stupid idea. Why the fuck would you do that? That's the dumbest idea of all time. It's a fair response.
Well, white people do like living next to water, so.
Let's see. We have a new.
Oh no.
The
Noticing.
The Noticing. So this is starring Mel Gibson, Kanye West, and Kyrie Irving. This is looks to be an Amazon original. So I'm looking forward to this movie coming out. I don't think it's out yet, but
I appreciate the diverse casting.
Yeah, and it looks like I guess there's gonna be these men, and they're gonna notice something. It seems very woke. Whatever they're gonna notice, it seems like it's gonna be very woke.
Well, since this seems to be like in the vein of M. Night Shyamalan, what they might end up noticing could very well be a complete twist.
You're right. Yeah, it could be a twist. Like, you thought they were noticing this? No, they were noticing this other thing the entire time.
I wonder what it could be. I definitely got to watch this. I've got Amazon Prime. That means I can watch it with no extra charge. Yay!
It's like they begin the movie by noticing like how awful the white hetero cis patriarchy is, but then they notice even harder, and then they notice something deeper, and Yeah, that
Something deeper about the patriarchy, something
something that
primordial.
something that is like I maybe like something that's even deeper and like even more behind the curtains than the patriarchy. Something that's pulling the strings. I don't know. I don't know what that.
Something ancient that should have been forever lost to the sands of time.
This I would watch this film. This would be a fantastic film. Um.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh. So
Oh God.
actually, this is a photo that Breaker had taken of himself, and I just thought that Breaker, since this is your shirt that I know that you like to wear, maybe you could read this out for the viewers.
God damn it! You weren't supposed to fucking share this picture. This was supposed to be the private
What
stash.
I love this
This is
shirt.
my
This is
this
a
is
great
my
shirt.
Big Paws Loads outfit.
I love this shirt, Breaker. I love it.
I wear this every time I watch Big Paws Load. I wear this. You know that.
Go ahead, Breaker. Read it out for us.
Ooh, give me head pets and call me a good girl because I'm a trans cat girl. I'm gonna take her titty skittles and fight for black trans lives. If you don't like it, I don't care because I'm valid. And my dress goes spinny because I go ooh woo during the day and oh whoa all night long. Respect my identity. Ooh woo.
I
Oh
love
whoa.
this is my favorite shirt that you own, Breaker. This is just I love this shirt. It's so inspirational. I love it.
Exactly. You're not allowed to forget that I'm valid. Every time I watch Big Paws Load on Channel 4, I'm valid.
ah, I can't. I look at this image and I think this has got to be a joke. But then also, I feel like it's real, and it's just so brave and beautiful. I just love it. I love it so much. This person is so fucking valid. I wish I had a a trans cat girl of my own. This seems like definitely the type of person that I would love to uh ooh during the day with and oh during the night with. Just exactly this type of person. This is fucking
You know what the funny thing is that the wig was actually more expensive. I actually got the dress from Hot Topic because my friend Sally pointed it out. It was like, oh, cute dress. And I was like, exactly. And it shows everyone how valid I am. And I couldn't resist.
oh god. You know, I could definitely see this shit on like actually being sold at Hot Topic. Uh, maybe actually, to be fair, maybe Hot Topic from like 4 years ago. I think that Hot Topic has actually tried to move away from being so woke. Since then, they've tried to like be a little bit more edgy. I think, but like 4 years ago, this was definitely something that I could see at Hot Topic.
Well, that's
Um,
something I find very disagreeable. It's almost as though they're supporting Trump. I don't know if I could support Hot Topic anymore. I might have to trade this in for a different dress now that you mention it.
you know what I've never ever seen in my entire life, and I suddenly now have no other desire but to see this. I want I want a photoshopped Hot Topic Trump. Like I want him with like a spiky collar and a spiky like little like bracelet thing and eyeshadow and like emo hair. I want to see Hot Topic Trump. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Wait a minute. That already exists.
Does it?
There's like a there's like this Photoshop of Trump in drag, and it's literally what you are describing.
Well, all right. I'll have to look that up later because that's all I want to see right now. Just fucking Hot Topic Trump. Because I've never seen goth emo Trump. I've seen a lot of different iterations of Trump. Um, so many different types of Trump. I mean,
You know what? My favorite Trump was like the eternal, like Mandelic regression of the taco bowl haircut.
I mean, here's the thing, right? Trump just released he released a whole bunch of NFTs. Um,
Oh
uh,
God.
yeah, actually, Jesus, he's been on the show a handful of times. Uh, he picked up 2 of the Trump NFTs. uh,
I just hope he didn't spend anything more than $500 because that would just be sad.
no, I think it was like 300 or something. But
God damn it, that's still pretty expensive for fun. Well, at least it's not like those fucking stupid monkey NFTs that are like $100,000 a piece.
you know what's weird? So I got all of these pictures from 4chan. Do you know how many dollars I spent on acquiring all these images from 4chan?
Well, not including the electricity and the internet bill, probably $0.
I didn't spend any dollars. Yeah.
There you
If
go.
you factor in the electricity and the cost for the internet bill, maybe like I don't know, a cent, maybe 2 cents. But yeah, I didn't spend any money on these images, and I can just save them to my hard drive, and I can have them forever. Like this picture. This is definitely a picture that I would want to just have forever. I want to take this particular image with me to my deathbed. But yeah,
I don't know why my big pause load gear is making you so enthralled. Maybe you too want to be valid.
No, it's beautiful and brave. You know, I love things that are beautiful and brave. But
Thank you. Don't forget to respect my pronouns.
I don't entirely understand the purpose of like paying $140 for a Trump NFT. That like I I don't entirely understand NFTs. Period. I guess maybe I'm a caveman. But yeah. Jesus, he bought 2 of the NFTs, which is fine. Like, I mean, maybe they'll go up in value. You know, it's like cryptos. You know, it's like a stock market. Um, but I was looking at some of the Trump NFTs, and like some of them are like kind of funny, some of them are like pretty like plain, but like where's like the even wackier Trump NFTs, like the hot topic Trump. I didn't see any hot topic Trump NFTs. I didn't see like I don't know, like a Russian version of Trump, where he's wearing like the Russian hat and he's doing like he's squatting in a tracksuit. I didn't see that one. Um, like I want to see the spicier Trumps, like the Pepe Trump, where Trump is Pepe the Frog, but it's also Trump. I didn't see that one. I feel like they could have done a lot with the Trump NFTs, and they kind of dropped the ball. They should have consulted 4chan, honestly.
Well, 4chan is just a infinite bottomless pit of NFTs. It's like that's the type of thing. I'm kind of convinced that the whole concept of NFTs might just be a massive 4chan prank that got out of fucking control. And
Potentially.
there's Chansbergs right now slapping their knees and laughing until they fucking keel over and die from exhaustion, just because of how seriously everyone took it.
I will say, right now, and this is a pledge. If the Promethean Tides ever makes it big, and we get big enough that we actually start releasing NFT tokens, we're not gonna make the NFTs in house. We will be consulting 4chan directly in the production and procurement of those NFTs. There will 100%, because that is you know you don't want your NFTs to be created by a corporate board. You need them to be born in the ethereal flame of meme magic. Okay, that's where you get high quality NFTs. In the in the in the primordial meme magic flame. So that's what we would do if we ever were to release NFTs. All right.
Crucible of the Maymays.
That's right. Okay.
Oh God.
Now this is 4chan reporting. We're a little bit late here. This is from I guess it looks like January 10th, 2017. So we're a couple of years late on reporting this one. But this is, I believe, in regards to the Steele dossier, the Pissgate story. where I guess apparently for whatever reason Trump paid some hookers to piss on a bed that Obama formerly like stayed on, which of course ended up not being a true story. But the Democrats ran with it all the same and acted as though it was totally legitimate. And I don't know if this is real. I don't know. This is what 4chan is reporting. I'm just reporting what 4chan is reporting, okay? Let's recap what happened. Polax mailed fan fiction to anti-Trump pundit Rick Wilson about Trump making people piss on a bed Obama slept in. He thought it was real and gave it to the CIA. The Central Intelligence Agency of the United States of America put this into their official classified intelligence report on Russian involvement in the election. Donald Trump and Obama have both read this Polax fanfiction. The CIA has concluded that the Russians plan to blackmail Trump with the story we made up. Just let that sink in. What have we become?
Yeah, it's just like the okay hand sign.
According to Poll, I cannot verify this, but according to Poll, what Poll is reporting, okay, is that that entire Pissgate Steele dossier complete bullshit was actually invented by Poll itself and then delivered to the CIA.
That's exactly the type of thing fucking Polacks would do.
I don't know.
Remember that time?
But if that
remember
is
that
true,
time they got. Remember that time they got Oprah Winfrey to say over 9,000 on her fucking show?
Here, this is. I think that you know, we've talked about this on this channel before, where it's like
the hacker known as 4chan.
Complex systems are always smarter than like linear mathematical systems, right? Now, what is the government but a structure that mankind has built? And what is 4chan but a complex emergent intelligence that is unbounded by rules? I think that in many ways, you know, from just a scientific perspective, you know, looking at how entropy works and how complex systems work, I think it is a necessity that Poll is smarter than the CIA. I think, based off my understanding of biology, I can scientifically determine that Poll is smarter than the CIA. It's just facts.
Yeah, because you have a whole bunch of people just working together towards some common end without any bureaucracy in the middle. So that's just Poll is just raw humanity, unfiltered, working towards a common goal, whereas the CIA is just this clinking, clattering bureaucratic machine that never seems to get anything of substance done other than screwing you over.
Exactly. Yeah. They have more weight, but they are less nimble. And here's a Canadian meme. So
oh no!
On the left, you have the average Russian liberal Democrat. They're on the authoritarian, both left and right. So you know, ideology, monarchism, social conservatism, economic interventionalism, right-wing populism, Russian ultranationalism, pan-Slavism. And so that's your Russian liberal Democrat, and then your average Canadian conservative, libertarian left, LGBT conservatives, economic liberalism, multiculturalism, feminism. So the left wing in Russia is I guess more based than the right wing in Canada, thus showing us that Canada is a bunch of cucks. I guess that's the point of this meme.
Yeah, then unfortunately, your audio quality took a massive dive.
Oh, well, maybe on yours.
Now you're okay.
Yeah.
Now you're fine.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. So there's that. I guess that's
Catboy supremacy for the win.
Yeah, that's how the Canadians like to do things. You know, I've often I've liked to say that you know, it's weird. Um, like usually when America decides to do something, the rest of the world kind of follows. Like if America decides like, oh yeah, we love trans kids, then you can bet that within 1 to 2 years, then like Britain will be following the footsteps of America. But it's not just that. Just generally in culture, like music. Like a lot of the times, music will become popular in America, and then inevitably it'll spread to the rest of the globe. I remember, let's see, this like way back in like 2008 or something. Uh, I would sometimes I would spend some time in Seattle. I grew up on the East Coast, but then I'd spend some time in Seattle, um, with my dad, and so like there would be music that I would listen to on the East Coast, and I'd fly over to Seattle, and I was like, whoa, the shit that they're listening to is like 3 months behind the time. Like I was listening to this shit like 3 or 4 months ago. This shit was on the radio like 3 or 4. Like what's going on here? Like there's kind of like a cultural like kind of like delay. Now the thing about Canada is that it's weird because they're actually ahead of us, right? Whatever is currently happening in Canada, will be happening in America very shortly. They're actually at the forefront. They're the most progressive, the most left leaning, and they are letting us know what the future is. It's very weird that Canada has taken this kind of, I guess, like cultural lead in the Anglosphere, but they really have. They know how to be more woke and more progressive than anyone else. They're fantastic at it, and in fact, no, this is a little bit spicy. I hope YouTube doesn't hate this too much. Uh,
That's fine. It's drag queen story time. YouTube like endorses this and sometimes make it recommended, so you're fine.
that's true.
Don't worry
Yeah,
about it.
yeah. YouTube loves this. Drag queen storytime protest gets heated in Vancouver. Uh, Controversial satanics drag queen storytime for kids as young as 3, as Kit House draws outrage from protesters concerned that traditionally safe activities for children are becoming sexualized. Uh, honestly, here's the thing: is my opinion. If you are taking your child to drag queen story hour, uh, do not be surprised if this is what you get. Okay? Honestly, it's your fault. It's your fault. If you are willingly taking your child to drag queen story hour, and this, whatever this is, if this happens, that's on you as a parent. Okay? Why would you even think to bring your kid to drag queen story hour in the first place? Why? This is on you. Okay? Like, if you want your kids to experience this, all right, fine. I believe in parental sovereignty, right? If this is truly what you think is best for your child, fine. I think that you're going to end up fucking up your child. I think that your child is going to grow up weird, and you're probably not going to end up having grandchildren because you're going to fuck your child up that much. But you know what? At the end of the day, that means less of you. I fully support and encourage parental sovereignty for exactly this purpose. Sometimes bloodlines just need to end. It's like sometimes a small forest fire is good for the health of the forest. Just remove bloodlines sometimes. It gives more room for other bloodlines to really, make it in the world. So yeah, if you want to end your lineage, do it. Just fucking do it. I don't care. In fact, I support you. I support all of these people that want their children to become trans or whatever have you. Just end your fucking bloodline. Just do it. I support you in doing so. Be as fucking progressive as you want to be. More room for my future children, I guess, is the way to put it.
Exactly. That's why you all need to become trans.
So this says tensions ran high outside of the Kitsilano neighborhood house known as Kit's House in Vancouver last Friday, Well, a drag queen storytime performance for children aged 3 to 10 was in full session. Yeah. Totally bring your kids here. 100%. Please bring your kids here.
3 to 10. They're like really.
Yeah.
They barely broke double digits on that one.
The performance featured 2 drag queens, one who goes by the name Satanics and dresses up as an evil-looking clown for fun, and another who goes by Tara Beldi, Bellotti, and whose social media posts are often sexually explicit in nature. Okay. Honestly. Look, who's at fault here? If the parents want to bring their children to a drag queen story hour where one of the drag queens is named Satanics, and you think, yeah, that's something that I want to bring my children to. That sounds like a ball of a time. Incredibly family friendly. This isn't gonna fuck my children up permanently. Then okay. All right, great. Like that's on you, parents. That's on you. You know what? I don't even have an issue with this. I think that this is amazing. You are allowing people to weed themselves out. I want more of this. I think that this will overall improve the genetic stock of Canada. Not that I care about Canada that much, but I think this is amazing. They need more of this. I support this. We should be funding this.
Oh, there you go. And every time you see Drag Queen Story Hour, never forget that Slanesh is always watching over you.
That's right. Slanesh built this. And if people choose to follow Slanesh, look, they have the freedom. It won't result in good things for you, but you can make that choice.
I mean, Slanesh is a drag queen too. Just check your DMs.
That's right. Look, it's kind of like this, right? There were some people who chose to get the Fauci ouchie, and I guess they were smart. I guess. And then there were some people who chose not to get the Fauci ouchie, and I assume that they all died suddenly of COVID because they didn't get the vaccine. I support people having the freedom, right? I don't want vaccine mandates, but I do want the vaccine to be available, right? I want people to have the maximum amount of freedom to choose whatever they want, right? I think that people should be able to make choices for themselves. And too many people, they want to be told what to do. I like the idea that people are able to make their own choices, even if those choices are fucking horrid and terrible and results in really bad things. You should have that right. Same reason why I think that people should have the right to smoke and drink, you know? Maybe it's unhealthy. Who knows? That's your choice. You know? You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's fantastic. That's called freedom. Okay? So yeah, I support all this. This is just freedom. Okay? This is what freedom looks like. I don't know what this is, but let's give this a listen.
So let's change the conversation for a moment here. So I travel North America, have
I'm not a far leftist. I'm an inclusivist.
All right. Do you mind if I change the conversation on another topic? Can we do that?
We can do
just
that.
In the interest of conversation.
Okay, but can you turn your up, please?
What's the problem? So I travel North America having conversations about the child abuse of trying to change a child's sex, giving them puberty blockers, cross-sex hormones, even doing surgeries on kids. What do you think about all that? Do you think we should be transitioning children?
No.
You don't?
I don't.
Oh shit.
Because I think that the human brain doesn't fully develop until about 25 years old. And so children can go through a lot of exploration and experimentation and trying to understand themselves, and so need to have an experience with a bunch of different options before they make anything permanent, because their brain hasn't fully developed yet.
Was that actually a reasonable stance?
Well, you should expose children to a whole bunch of stuff because, like, they should just be exposed to it, you know? I mean, why not? Why wouldn't you expose your children to a whole bunch of stuff? Sure. Yeah, why not? Like, That makes sense.
Wait a minute. Something weird has happened. Like, so they're at this freaking rally.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, who is for and who is against the things?
Okay.
This is kind of confusing.
Okay, the guy on the right, I guess, in that video,
He seems against the things.
he's against the thing. Now the woman on the left, she says that she's not far left. Okay. She's not. But you should expose children to all the things so that they can experience all the different things.
But at the same time, she makes the biological essentialist claims that the brain is not done developing until 25. I mean, that sounds kind of like Hitler.
No, I mean, she's a moderate person who just wants to maybe
Exactly, Hitler.
Well, no. Right. All the moderates are Hitler, but no, she's a moderate. She's like, no, I don't want to transition the children. I just want them to experience trans culture.
So you mean to tell me she's actually more like Goebbels?
Yeah, more like Goebbels. Yeah. So.
Oh, see, I understand now.
Well, it's kind of like like, why wouldn't you want to expose your children to certain things, like maybe a little bit of chlorine gas? Just expose them to a little bit of chlorine gas. I'm sure that'll help them. Expose them to a little bit of radium, a little bit of uranium and plutonium, a little bit of dirty bomb, and I'm sure that's going to help them somehow. Like, expose them to everything. All the things that you can possibly expose them to are bound to be, good things for their growth. Make them really well-rounded.
Well, I do know that every time I play that video game StarCraft, I often get the message like, you require more Vespene gas. I wish there were times when someone would most definitely expose me to more Vespene gas, or at least locations where I could stockpile more of it, because I was end up running out of it. So I think I can understand what you're saying here.
Well, the other thing is that you must construct additional pylons, right? Like, you got to remember that.
Damn it. Always those fucking pylons and that fucking Vespene gas. I mean, I think exposure is a good thing.
So, I don't know what this photo is, but this is a beautiful and brave photo, whatever the fuck this is. This is great. I love this. This is amazing.
Is this like a before and after of the trans surgery?
Okay, so I think that... Here's the thing. I don't know the answer to this question. I don't know if this is appropriate for YouTube, right? So there's a guy... on, I think maybe this is the same guy. I don't know. But there's a guy on the left, right? A guy. Now, here's the thing. I'm pretty sure this looks like someone who was born female and now identifies as a man, right? And it looks like...
Wait a minute.
It looks like they went through with some top surgery. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe I don't... Or maybe it's actually a dude. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. Okay, but I don't know. But let's assume that the guy on the left was born a female. Maybe he was born a dude. He just kind of has like a weird looking chest. I have no idea. But let's assume that this was someone who was born a female and then transitioned to being a dude. Is that person now without a shirt on? Is that nudity or not? I don't know the answer to this question.
It's funny you mentioned that, because a long time ago, I don't know if this is still on YouTube, this was years ago, but I actually found this bizarre YouTube channel of someone who was going through transition from male to female. And at a certain point along the way of the documentary vlogs, because they made a lot of videos of the transition, at a certain point they had to start censoring the I believe the technical term is the tatas. Yeah, we'll go with that. And they used an image to censor the tatas that was arguably very comedic, and it was just Oprah Winfrey's face.
Right, like, okay. So like you're born a female, you grow up, and then like, okay, the nipple has to be censored because you're a female, right? Like I'm just like in the state of like New York, right? Anyone can walk around topless, male or female, right? Certain states just doesn't matter. But like according to like I guess like YouTube guidelines, right? You can't be showing the female nipple. You can't. But then if you transition, you could still have the exact same nipple, but now you identify as a dude, and so now it's okay. I don't understand the rules. I'm not. I don't know if there's actually a clear guideline on any of this. Maybe there is. I don't know if there is a clear guideline. I don't know where the line is, because you can have shirtless dudes. That's totally fine. But I don't know.
We should test this. We should send an on-the-ground correspondent. We need to find like a reasonably athletic but very extremely flat-chested but completely biologically female that also identifies as female, but just have her wear like a costume, like a press-on beard and one of those beer hats, preferably something that says Bud Light or Under Armour or something, like a dude bro hat, and just have her walk around shirtless. Now she's going to be athletic but have little to no boobage whatsoever. So most people, they're going to see like a really skinny dude with a beard and a beer hat on. Now, I wonder if the executives, if this ever gets on something like TV, like let's say they're filming something on the streets of New York, and this just happens to be like a background character, and they're waving at the camera and stuff. Are the censors going to have a keen enough eye to determine that is actually a biological female and properly censor the boobs? And if they fail to do so, can you then immediately turn around and sue them for indecent exposure on TV?
See, that's an interesting question. I mean, also like Breaker, I'm pretty sure that your tits are bigger than my girlfriend's. So like how does
More
that
than
work
likely,
out?
yes.
Yeah, because I'm dating an Asian, so
Technically, I'm like a professional athlete. Like I can go into a pro wrestling ring and be like the heel.
The heel?
Yeah, I just show up as like the wrestling bad guy. I just show up with that Japanese demon mask on. It's like, yeah, I'm here to destroy all of you. And I could just come out with my big giant gunt flopping off. My name will be the Incredible Gunt. And my finishing move will just be to jump on people and smother them with my gunt.
Nice. Okay, so let's see. The article continues. A group of approximately 60 citizens concerned about the sexualization of children gathered to protest the event. Well, about 10 gathered to counter-protest. Let's see. Rebel News cannot find a single protester who stated that they had any hate or opposition towards sexual identity, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Wait, is this... I don't know if this is... Oh, no, this is age restricted. I would have to log
Oh, no!
in. Well, this is something this is definitely not... This is gonna move away from that. Okay. So...
Thankfully for Twitter censorship, I guess. Good work, Elon!
Yeah, actually, thank you, Elon. Because whatever that was, we probably didn't want to see it.
Elon is just smiling and giving the thumbs up, like you're welcome.
We also have this YouTube clip from the Drag Queen Story Hour. We'll just watch a little bit of it. We won't go through the whole thing, but
Drag Queen.
There does appear to be like a I don't know, looks like a fucking like 5 or 6 year old girl just like there. Just in this initial shot. Let's just watch a little bit.
Pedophile! Why is that a sexual
thing? So you
thing?
think adults should be able to wear whatever they want in front of children?
Sure.
So
Canadians are really
G-strings.
Sure. Why not? It's a body. It's a human body. Why not?
So
it's a human body.
Two different
we have
sizes.
naked men reading to little kids?
Sure, it's a human body.
I usually just ask the question, would this be okay if it were heterosexual? And the answer is no.
Who are you? What are your credentials? What is
I'm
this?
Dre Humphrey with Rebel News covering the protest.
If the performers are not being paid, what is the interest that they have in performing for children?
Why are you sexualizing little kids? Do you even have children? Do any of you weirdos even have children? Do any of you have children? Get your dick and balls out of the face of my kids.
Get your dick and balls out of the face of my kid. Woo! All right. That's a.
You know what? I agree. You should keep your dick and balls out of the face of kids.
Just keep your dick and balls just out of the face of, I guess, people in general. You know.
Unless they're consenting adults.
Right. Unless they've consented and you're in like a bedroom together. In that case, yeah, shove your dick and balls into that person's face as much as you want. If maybe that person loves dick and balls, who knows? But in general, you know, just most people they don't want to have anything to do with your dick and balls. They really don't. This now here's the thing: as a straight man, okay. Here's the thing, right? Dudes. Unless you're gay. Dudes in general, not a big fan of dick and balls. Also women in general, not a big fan of dick and balls. Like, no one really likes dick and balls. No one really enjoys looking at dick and balls or having dick and balls near them. But tits? Everyone loves tits. That's the thing. Everyone loves tits. Men and women, they all love tits. That's a fact.
Wait a minute, that's discriminatory. What if you're queer?
That is discriminatory, but here's the thing. Nature never gave any guarantees about being completely fair and non-discriminatory. Nature has dictated that people, not a big fan of taking balls, but everyone loves tits. It's just, that's the way that the cookie...
Nature is discriminatory. Nature is unfair and unbalanced. It needs to be made fair with ideology.
Yes, if only we could compress nature into the ideological box, we could finally tame it and make it...
Exactly.
We could control it. If only we could just control nature.
And then we can all be valid.
Finally, we can all be valid. Yes, and then it doesn't matter what nature or entropy has to say. We can all just fucking live forever and all be trans and gay, and it'll be the fully automated luxury gay space communism for everyone forever. Fucking Rick and Morty for 20 years. Pickle Rick. Okay.
You guys are groomers, pedophiles.
G-word. Not
Will
the P
good
word.
Lord help us, please. I'm standing in the midst of another
Oh, Lord, help me,
drag
Jesus.
queen storytime protest. This time, the featured drag queens that will be speaking and singing to children from the ages of 3 to 10 right at Kids House in West 7th Vancouver. Their names are Tara Bellotti and, get this, Satanics. You can't make this stuff up.
Why are you
Wait, hold on.
Satanic.
Those are beautiful photos of Satanics. I mean, Breaker, when you look at this person, this lovely person, don't you think, wow, I want fucking it to be hanging around with my children. This is fucking what's the name of the clown in Stephen King's It?
Pennywise.
Yeah. Wouldn't you want fucking transsexual Pennywise to be hanging out with your kid? Like, why wouldn't you? Come on.
Well, I mean, in clown world, it makes perfect sense.
Oh, yeah, this all makes perfect sense. This is so beautiful and brave.
Everyone gets to be valid.
I honestly, you know what? I disagree with the counter protesters. I really do. If like as I've said, if the parents really want their kids to be hanging out with Pennywise, then that's on the parents. Ultimately, I'm pro freedom. If they want to fuck their kids up and end their genetic lineage because of how hard they fuck their kids up, I more support to them. I don't think that there should be any counter protesting to this. I think that this is great. I think this is great. This is how you weed out the weakest members of the population. The people who just eat the people who are willing to eat the fecal matter of the mainstream media and just chew it and swallow it and go, yep, that makes sense, I support this. These are the people that we want less of. How do we get less of these people? We allow them the freedom to engage in this sort of thing. Stop trying to protect them, right? This is what the counter-protesters are doing. They're like, hey, stop doing this to your own children. Like this is bad for you and your genetic lineage. Like, stop. Like people are trying to protect like these genetic dead ends. Stop trying to protect them. Just let them end themselves. They're trying to commit genetic suicide. Just allow them to do it. Like, that's my position, right? Breaker. How reasonable is that position?
I mean, like, in all honesty, this type of stuff just kind of strikes me as bizarre on several levels. Okay. Let's say these parents are of the particular political / ideological leaning as to where they're not only not against like intersectionality and trans shows and drag shows and all these type of things, but they may actively support them and donate to charities and go to the actual events and pay money to see these performers. Now, if you think about that, but then think about there's a lot of heterosexual people that, you know, they may enjoy going to a strip club or a go-go bar or like a scantily clad roller derby or something. But in a lot of those cases, especially when alcohol and stuff is involved, it's kind of like a universal thing that this is not a kid-friendly environment. And even all those heterosexual peoples that may or may not care much for the drag shows or intersectional things, they know that it's not appropriate to bring kids around here. So why then does it go to the other side of the spectrum? And these people not only think it's appropriate to bring kids, but make a massively public deal out of bringing kids explicitly. And you see the kids, and you know the kids are going in here, and the kids are all sitting around. It's like all these parents are just like, there's an element of this that's just kind of like garishly rubbing it in your face on purpose to make some type of political point. Whereas like this similar thing doesn't happen with the more heterosexual things that may be as scantily clad and potentially scandalous as this is.
I mean, look, when I was in like high school, I remember that there was some like I was like 15 or whatever, and like I remember talking to like a friend of mine, and he was 15, and he was like, yeah, my dad, for my 15th birthday, he brought me to Hooters, and I was like, dude, that's so cool, I want to fucking go to Hooters, right? I don't know, like, I mean, that is
Hooters, everyone is clothed, but it's kind of obvious. But there's a difference between that and bringing like your fucking 6-year-old to Hooters.
Right, like, I mean, honestly, I don't know. I feel as though, yes, maybe there's something wrong with bringing a 15-year-old kid to Hooters. But I'm not necessarily opposed to it, because what are you doing? You're like a 15-year-old boy, if he's straight, most 15-year-old boys are straight. They like boobies. They do. 15-year-old boys like boobies. When I was 15, I was a big fan of boobies. I'll tell you what. They were like my favorite thing in the world. To some extent, boobies are still one of my favorite things in the world. That hasn't really changed. But like that promotes, you know, just the good old-fashioned heterosexual lifestyle where, you know, I don't know, you have kids and you reproduce, and you have kids and you have grandkids and you have great-grandkids, and it continues the lineage. There's a certain amount of healthiness in that. You're going along with nature. You're doing what nature intended. You're fucking reproducing. There's something weird about bringing a 6-year-old, though, to whatever the fuck this is. There's something weird about it. It seems to conflict with nature itself, because whatever this is, it doesn't promote reproduction.
And you know, I also probably wouldn't care very much if like parents in like a left wing town like San Francisco with a lot of like drag shows and stuff like took their 15-year-old to a drag queen performance.
Yeah, I don't think anyone cares what happens in San Francisco because it's a lost cause anyway, right? Like, I mean, fuck them.
Just make sure that you avoid all the AIDS needles and human crap on the ground on the way into the drag show.
There is a lot of that. You do have to bob and weave, run serpentine patterns around all the needles and feces. All right, let's watch maybe a minute more of this.
You can't make this stuff up.
Why are you sexualizing little kids? Can't you just go to a nightclub with your friends? Why are you coming after the little kids? Why are you coming after the little ones?
There's approximately 70 people gathered.
I do want to point out this is a woman of color who appears to be reporting on the side of the conservatives. I don't think that this should be possible, but it's happening. This is kind of mind-blowing, but I guess it's a thing that can happen.
Well, we have a term for those, but it's not something I could say on YouTube.
Supposed to be a drag queen story time. I'm about to show you some pictures. Make sure if there's children in the room, you turn off the TV, get them in another room where it's safe.
No boy.
And take a look at these pictures at some of the people speaking. You can see here is Satanix. Tara Baladi. He's got a tattoo of Satan on his leg.
Oh,
I'm
God,
not sure what world we live in, but before you paint the brush of the protesters here as some sort of bigots for not thinking this is appropriate for little children because it's not inclusive of the LGBTQ community, I'd like to caution you to be careful not to paint everybody with the same brush in that community because there are many who are against drag queen story time events happening for children, and I can't believe that this is a Satanic-inspired one. Let's talk to some of the protesters here and see if we can talk to anybody from Heritage Hall.
Having everyone perfectly okay to have drag queens, performing and dancing in front of children, just so everybody understands. A drag queen is a man, okay, sexually dressed like a woman.
How come it is that I can look at this guy and I'm like before he even said anything, I was like, oh right, that's gonna be a guy that's against the drag queens. He looks like a normal guy, right?
Might have something to do with the haircut.
Yeah, I don't know. He just looks like a normal guy. Like he doesn't have any he doesn't have like blue hair. He doesn't have a fucking rainbow fucking mask on. He
doesn't have the soy infused neck beard,
right? Like he looks like just a normal guy. I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that's a normal guy. Like of course he would be against the weird shit, right? That would make sense.
Woman, okay, will perform in the front of children. That's what it is. So if I think anyone who agree with that is the red in their head. It's clear. All you need is love. Love is all you need.
I know, it's the John Lennon musical circle.
Right? And then you can look at these people and you're like, oh, okay. You have guy in the back, you have guy with rainbows and a rainbow mask. You have guy in middle, he has a mask on. And you have
soy beard.
And then you have chick on left, probably weighs about 250 pounds, not wearing a mask, but weighs 250 pounds. You're like, oh, okay, right. Those are the weirdos. Those are like, before they even said anything, I'm like, oh, right, these are the people that are supporting the Drag Queen Story Hour. It's so odd how you can just pick these people out. Like, you know which side they're on just looking at them. Is that discriminatory? Maybe. But also, is that a legitimate pattern that seems to occur with people? Also, potentially, yes.
I don't know. This is making me feel very invalid.
They are doing this for love. They are doing, and we have either to wake them up or to stop them.
One of my nephews was molested by somebody like this.
Not the bubbles.
Why can't
Anyone blowing bubbles is a fucking communist. I swear to God. Breaker, have you ever seen a hard right-winger blowing bubbles?
Not even Milo Yiannopoulos, and he's like a massive queen. So.
Yeah, dude, it's only, I don't know what it is, but when it comes to bubbles, that's exclusively a left-wing thing. I don't know how to explain that.
I think it's because it lures children in.
I think you might be right. Yeah, that's insidious.
Hey, children, come over here. Look, bubbles, fun. Come over here, kids. Yes, you're valid. Down here, we're all valid.
Down here, we're all valid too. We're all valid too. Just
speaking of Pennywise.
Yeah, just complete fucking evil. All right, so I think we've seen enough of this. I think we get the point of the story. Overall, I am against. I am in favor of the rainbow wearing, bubble blowing protesters, and I'm against the more conservative protesters. That's my stance. Overall, I think that if people want to end their genetic legacy, they should have a right to do so. Parental sovereignty means a lot of things. Does parental sovereignty mean that you have the right to a 35th trimester abortion? Potentially. But I think that's just, it's called parental sovereignty, and you need to bring it to the logical conclusion, and like, we have to be firm in that, okay? Like, parents should have the right to basically do with their children as they please. There are some limitations, mind you. I'm not in support of like any sort of like weird familial fucking incest or whatever. That's wrong. But I'm just saying, if a parent wants to homeschool their kids, they should have the right. If a parent doesn't want their kid to take the COVID vaccine, they should have that right. If the parent wants to take their kid to the drag queen story hour and then have the kid put up for fucking I guess transitioning, they should have that right, okay? Parental sovereignty, it's the only way that we can actually work within the confines of natural selection, in my opinion. And if anyone disagrees with me, leave a comment. Fucking fight me, bro. Love to have you on the channel. We can hash this out. All right. For the last story, I guess. Okay, the last couple stories. So from NPR, we love NPR here. Virginia joins several other states in banning TikTok on government devices. That's Youngkin right there. I know him by his face. I support this.
I don't know why TikTok would be on government. Why is it is trendy tech shit on government devices? I remember back during the Obama administration when Obama had his fucking BlackBerry, and they actually made a news story about Obama had to give up his BlackBerry because of security concerns. But now, like, all the fucking politicians and presidents and everyone just is like tweeting shit. Like, even Trump with all his like Trump tweets. I mean, isn't this a massive like security concern for multiple reasons? Isn't this technically something that should never have happened anyway?
Yeah, there's no way that TikTok should be on government devices. Also, I'm willing to go a little bit further. Should TikTok be on any devices in America? Maybe we should just ban TikTok, period.
Remember when my phone came with TikTok pre-installed, and the first thing I did was uninstall that and Facebook.
Wow. Pre-installed on your phone. That's creepy. That's fucking creepy, bro.
One weird thing that I fucking hated that my phone company did, they would put like stupid sports apps that you could not uninstall them, but you could disable them. But they took up like 20 fucking megabytes. And I don't care about these stupid ass fucking NFL and sports shits. But they had a contract with the goddamn phone company because they were a sponsor at the NFL that all their new phones had to come by the agreement of the contract with a stupid NFL app install that I'd never cared about. Now, if there's anyone out there that cares about the NFL, it's like, oh wow, free NFL app on my phone. That's wonderful. But it's like,
Honestly,
it's just wasting space on my phone.
I've been made fun of for having an iPhone, but there are certain advantages to having an iPhone. Like, it does not come pre-installed with any sort of fucking bullshit malware, like TikTok. Like, that is a benefit. So,
yeah, TikTok and Facebook are just like the most pernicious forms of malware the world has ever seen.
Moving on to the next one. Researchers say time is an illusion. So why are we all obsessed with it?
Not this again.
Okay, so I read through this article. This article. Okay, let me put it like this.
It's a sensationalist fucking headline, basically.
It's a sensationalist headline, and the article itself is saying shit that we've known for the last 2 decades. So let me just. Okay, so number one. Like, the headline is stupid. Researchers say time is an illusion. Well, okay, in that case, like, if that were actually the story, I would say fuck what researchers say. Time clearly exists. We know that time exists because, like, I don't know, I'm fucking talking right now, and like causality exists, and like that's how fucking, like, life works. Life is actually time dependent. Like, life wouldn't exist if there wasn't time, because you have to have time for natural selection to take its course. So clearly fucking time exists. And why are we obsessed with it? Well, probably because it's important. It's one of the 4 dimensions that we have to fucking interact with, right? So that's what I would say to the headline. If we actually read through the article, though, and this
researchers actually said no such thing, and they said something extremely technical that is like in a very niche theoretical physics field that would only apply under extremely rarefied laboratory conditions or highly abstract mathematical equations and formulas where you would even begin using language like that. But the problem is they conflate that with a more common parlance normie language, and then they draw the inference that time is illusory when it actually is not. And the researcher didn't even say that to begin with.
Yeah, basically, this is a stupid fucking article from NPR. It's from their science section, and you're like, hey, NPR science. You would expect that to be like
science,
top notch.
They blinded me with science,
but it's not, right? This is what they said. I'll summarize the article. Check this out. According to I guess both general and special relativity, Einsteinian mechanics. The rate of time is dependent on one's speed and also the amount of gravity that one is experiencing. Oh wow, we definitely haven't known that for the past 80 years. Wow, what a fucking surprise! And also, oh wow, if 2 identical suns explode, but one is very near and one is extremely far away, then we perceive them exploding at different rates of time. Maybe the closer one takes 10 days to explode, and the further one takes 20 to 30 days to explode. Why would that be? Oh, it's because it's red shifted. Oh, of course. Well, that would make sense. These are all things that are fucking known.
So wait a minute. This is just Einsteinian relativity repackaged for stupid people.
Yes. This article, this article, the NPR is it was December 16th, right? We're recording on December 17th. So this came out a day ago. And it's like, yo, we're gonna release a fucking science article. What is this science article gonna say? It's gonna say that, like, researchers say time is an illusion. So why are we all so obsessed with it? And then what does it actually say about time? Like Einstein, like, he had some ideas about time. Oh, you mean
Like,
shit
who
that we've...
is this? Who is this
Shit that we-
fucking important for?
This is shit that we've known for 80 years. This isn't hard-hitting fucking science. This isn't a
Yeah,
hard-hitting
what's the-
journalistic article. This is bullshit.
What's the fucking audience? What's the fucking audience for this? If you actually read down and find out what the researcher actually said, it's just like a fucking high school level description of Einsteinian relativity. That's all that any actual researcher is actually quoted with saying in his whole fucking article. Who is the audience for this stupid shit?
It's the people with the soy face that go, I fucking love science. It's those guys.
There's not even any technical language in this. I don't see any math equations
No.
anywhere, so it's not even like an in-depth explanation of Einsteinian fucking mechanics. This is just like something you would hear from, like, if Bill Nye the Science Guy showed up to your high school to do like a diorama and a presentation. That's the type of thing he would fucking say. This is fucking shit.
This is what you would submit to a 10th grade science fair project.
Here's what I learned about Albert Einstein. Yeah, this is like 10th grade level shit.
Yeah, this is 10th grade science fair. This would honestly to give credit to to whoever wrote this, this would get you an A in your 10th grade science fair project. I believe this would.
You know,
get
this
you
would be slightly more forgivable if it was just like brightly colored and with the font was crayon and it was like Science for Kids Journal or what the fuck ever. Then it would at least make some sense. Like, okay, this is clearly packaged for children, but this is like intended for fucking general audiences and mostly adults.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe. Here's the thing, right? Like, Breaker, you and I already know all about fucking relativity, right? But it is possible that, you know, to take a page from George Carlin, like, imagine how stupid the average person is and then realize that half of all people are even dumber than that. Maybe this is actually necessary. Like, maybe...
Well, yeah, I know for a fact there's someone out there who read this, and it was like, there's like someone our age that's reading this somewhere in the world. Probably in America, probably twice our rate, or both of us put together. And they're reading this, and it's like a stunning revelation. And they just make the soy face of all soy faces. Their jaw literally stretches into the fourth dimension, and they experience hypercausality firsthand from reading this.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
They're experiencing like the fucking like the from 2001: A Space Odyssey when the dude goes into the black hole, just fucking like, whoa, my god, the colors and the fucking the warp speed
and the soy face is melting all the way down to the bone. It's just bone Wojak at the end of it.
And finally, to wrap this up, just because we love NPR here, they're just fucking the hardest hitting of journalism. CRISPR gene editing may boost cancer immunotherapy, new study finds. Oh.
Look who decided to join us when we're wrapping up the show.
I'll tell you what, we fucking love CRISPR gene editing here at the Promethean Tides podcast. It definitely has nothing to do with any sort of phenotypic revolution. It certainly will not be the death of humanity as we know it, as we discussed in the most recent episode. I would like to welcome Twink onto the episode. Hey, what's going on, Twink?
My apologies for being late. I was hanging out with my grandma.
Hey, that is important.
Yeah.
We already got done talking Canadian politics without the fucking Canadian here.
Oh my god, that is heresy. Yeah, but well, what did you guys take from it?
I think that Canadians are kind of gay.
Kind of. I'm right here. But no, I mean, don't worry, we're not all like that. Alberta's still kind of chill. You know, they don't, funny thing, Western Canada doesn't actually drink bagged milk. We actually sometimes do cartons or glass. There's a lot of glass milk. BC is very known for being hipster, you know what I mean?
Wait, is there...
I think the bagged milk thing was more like a trade tariff thing.
I don't Okay, maybe I'm the ignorant one here. I have no idea what the fuck bagged milk is. What the fuck?
It
is
has
bagged
to do
milk?
with
Oh my god.
mercantilism.
Google it. Google it. It's like an Eastern Canadian thing. It's very popular in places like Ontario. I'm not sure about Quebec or whatnot, but I have cousins in Ontario, and it's the most disgusting thing ever. Just go on Google Images. It's just
Well, okay, so like I know that that boxed wine is actually just wine in a bag and they put a box around it, but
yeah, we've all seen that.
It's wine in a bag. So is it like the same thing? It's like milk in a bag?
I worked at a bar. Yeah, I've seen that before.
Yeah, so is it milk in a bag, but like you put a box around it? Is it just bagged milk?
Yeah, it's bagged milk, and this includes. Okay, so they don't have carton juice boxes. They don't have juice boxes in their schools. What they do is that you'll see certain flavors of milk, including strawberry.
All right.
And
look, I don't care that much about bagged milk. What I will say is, I will address to you what I was saying before, and I want to hear your take on this. Okay.
Yeah.
I believe that the protesters that were against the drag queen story hour, I think that they're in the wrong, and I think that the counter protesters that were in favor of the drag queen story hour, they were in the right. Okay.
For what makes you say that?
Well, okay. So, I believe in parental sovereignty, right? I believe that you should have the right to end your genetic lineage if that's what you decide to do. If you decide to make your kid trans and you think that that's a great idea, then that means that there's less of you going forward, and that actually helps the gene pool. So I want all of these parents to take their kids and just royally fuck their kids up, make their kids trans, and then they're eliminating themselves from the gene pool, and then we don't have to deal with them anymore. I support all of this.
Well, I guess that definitely conflicts with my, home style communitarianism. Here's the thing, though, is that this is not just a specific private business thing or something. It's really not in the privacy of their own homes. This is a public house. Kids Public House actually is a community center for the public.
Great.
And a lot of the kids didn't actually know that they were doing this. I don't think so. Maybe they were.
No, dude. This is Drag Queen Story Hour. The parents knew that they were taking their kids to Drag Queen Story Hour, where one of the drag queens was literally named Satanics. Okay? Now, if you're taking your kid to a Drag Queen Story Hour and the drag queen is named Satanics, then you know what you're getting into. Okay? The parents know what they're doing. They're choosing to bring their child into this environment, and I support them doing so because this is going to fuck up the kid, and there's not going to be any more of them. And we won't have to deal with them in the next generation. It's going to be great.
Okay, even if they did know, the parents did, it's a public community center. It's our children. Like, that's the thing. This is our community.
Don't take your kids there.
This is like the communist meme, communist Bugs Bunny, our children.
Look, okay, they're doing it at a public space. It's everyone's business,
I mean,
maybe we disagree, but I don't know. I mean,
look.
I guess I come from more of the
lens that... It is a public space. It is a public space, and you know what? You're allowed to do a lot of shit on public space. Like I've attended public protests on public space. You can do a lot of shit on public space. It's allowed. This is also allowed. Like, if they want to do this weird shit on public space, then that's their right, I guess, especially if they reserved it with the city council or whatever. And I guess that your gay-ass city council allowed this to happen because you voted for those people to allow for this shit to happen. That's totally chill. And fine. I think it's fantastic. I don't think that we should be helping these people, right? All of these protesters that are like, oh, we're against the Drag Queen Story Hour. They're trying to help the lefties. They're like, hey, stop screwing up your children. Hey, this is going to hurt your own children. Stop helping them. Allow them to screw up their children. Just let it happen. And then, after a generation, there won't be any more of them. It's a little bit like It's like what Louis C.K. said with peanut allergies, right? Like, yes, of course, peanut allergies are like totally, awful, and like we need to protect children from peanut allergies. But if we all just turned around for 10 minutes and let all of the kids with peanut allergies eat peanuts, then we would be rid of peanut allergies forever. It makes sense.
I mean, to be fair, I mean, if you're dumb enough to eat peanuts, if you're allergic, then yeah, sure. But I definitely think that when it comes to like a social aspect regarding community, it definitely gives out a really mixed messaging to sort of people like me in that sort of neutral spot where we just kind of want to fit in. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm just being too much of think of the children, but I don't know. Personally, I just think that this is going to have a pushback effect where they're going to hate us. Maybe I'm just being too futuristically driven in my.
Look. The only thing that you can do is be worried about your children, right?
Assuming I have them.
Yeah, if you had children, if you were to ever have children, right? Then the only thing that you can do is you're concerned with your own children. Like, ultimately, I don't want the responsibility to be concerned with other people's children. Like, as a libertarian, I'm like, dude, parents are gonna do whatever the fuck they want with their kids. I'm concerned with like dealing with my future kids. So like, why would I even show up and be like, yo, like, oh, you shouldn't be taking your child into a drag queen story hour? No, like, let them do what they're gonna do. Yeah, like, I think it's bad. I think it's terrible. I think those kids are gonna grow fucked up. They're probably gonna end up wanting to, like, become trans themselves, fucking chop off their dick and balls, or like get like a fucking double mastectomy. It's gonna be fucking weird, and it's gonna be terrible. But the benefit is that in a generation, there's no more of these people. Just let them kill themselves off. It's the nicest thing to do. Just let them have the freedom to genetically suicide themselves. Why not? Tell me why not?
I don't think they deserve it. I don't know. I think that this has to do with maybe the lack of responsibility that their parents have, or maybe they're doing the same way as like the Honey Boo Boo era, where it was like,
Honey Boo Boo
my child, look at how cool she is. I don't know. I just feel like it sucks where it's under the guise of being progressive or something, where there's actual social issues involved with it. Well, it's politicized, and I think that's the problem.
Let me put this one out there. There are some people that are so pro-life and anti-abortion that they say that even in the case of rape, you should not permit abortion because like, that's still a child. The child didn't do anything wrong. And so, like, even in the case of rape, you shouldn't have abortion, right? Like, there are some people that have that position. Now, personally speaking, I think that's an absurd position, because you know what that does? That makes rape a viable reproductive strategy, right? Like, basically what you're doing is you're saying, hey, if you're a rapist and you successfully rape a woman, then she'll have to have the baby. And then you can pass on those rape genes, and then the baby is gonna have those rape genes, and you know what that baby's gonna do? It's gonna rape, and it's gonna be the next woman is gonna be forced to have that little fucking rape baby's baby, and that's a terrible fucking thing. You don't want that sort of shit in your in your populace, right? Like, what you want to do is you want to say, hey, either A, a woman can abort a rape baby, or B, she can just fucking, I don't know, kill the rape baby.
What about the person who is responsible for the rape? Wouldn't that be the right thing to do?
I think that you should be able. I think that you should be permitted to abort a rape baby, 100%. Otherwise,
oh snap!
Otherwise, you are increasing the genetic prevalence of the rape gene. You are, objectively. That's what you're doing.
The rape gene.
If there is such a thing as a gene or a series of genes or a gene complex that encourages the behavior of rape, if you force women to have rape babies, then you will get more rapists. And is that something that we really want for a population?
I wasn't aware that a felony or a crime was genetic. I mean, I would say that it's more environmental. So,
would you believe that behaviors can be genetic?
I think that there are some behaviors. I mean, if we're talking about
would you agree that maybe the behavior of rape might be genetic?
No, because
what
I don't
makes
think
you say that?
I don't think murder is genetic. I think it's a crime.
No. I mean,
well, I think the crime element is kind of like a post hoc abstract rationalization through legalese and stuff. But whatever you think of the actual manifest behavior is ultimately not germane to this. The fact that certain behaviors do manifest on some type of thing equivalent to a genetic level, I think, is ultimately what's getting the general chief.
To prevent like these directions from happening, if it's not maybe ban them, like could we like give sort of a social sort of stigma on them? Maybe call them weird or something.
Do you
maybe
think that social stigmas prevent rapists? You would tell them that they're being very, very naughty. You would go, swiper, no swiping, rapist, no raping, and they'll just go away and not do the thing. No, this is actually a behavior that exists outside of humans. It exists in basically all levels of mammals. Look at fish. They have sneaky fuckers. God Sod has gone over this. Sneaky fuckers. They're basically the rapists of the fish, and it is a genetically prescribed behavior that some fish do, and it's basically the fish version of rape, and it's an entire subclass of male.
It's called forced insemination or something.
Yeah. So look,
what
I'm saying is that all I'm saying.
How did this turn into a fight about raping fish?
Because.
Kanye, is that you? I'm a gay fish.
Oh my god.
Hey, you like fish sticks? Hey, Breaker, do you like fish sticks?
I don't know about that. What about fish sticks?
Breaker, you're a gay fish.
Why does everyone keep saying that? Is it because the fish sticks are breaded?
Oh god, I'm too sober for this.
Okay,
oh
all right.
Well,
but anyway, there was some news thing we were going to talk about, something about CRISPR and then Elon Musk.
No. We got through all the news things. I'm going to say that what we will do is we will close the show here.
Okay.
And then what we're going to do is
violent confrontational after show Rumble exclusive where you can get super spicy.
That's right. We're going to do a
good answer.
We're going to do a, as Breaker said, a violent after show, violent confrontational after show for Rumble exclusive. That's what we'll do. So with that,
for that.
And you know what? I don't even think this was entirely appropriate for YouTube, but I guess we'll find out. So with that, if you made it this far, remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy what we're doing here. It really, honestly benefits the channel quite
the bell button on you. You have to do like the hit the notification.
Oh, ring the bell.
I hate to do that.
Yeah, all this. Yeah.
They do that at the beginning.
All video shares are valid.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? If you really like what we're doing, you can post the video on your Facebook or post it on 4chan, whatever your social media site is. If you really enjoy what we're doing, that actually you have no idea how much that helps the channel. Just by sharing it.
It means a lot.
Yeah. But with that, any final words, Breaker?
Everyone is valid. Ooh.
Stop.
All right. Peace out, everyone.
Bye.